put Second Street on there.
I
Okay.
thought you had it for the whole town, that's what I was.
STCD.
This one says park at the top if you want to mark on there.
Petition from people
Wanting
wanting
us
us
to have
to
marked because we copied.
withdraw from the STCB. Well, I received a letter, I didn't really receive a petition. What's your feeling? Mine is that we need to stay in. I need board member input.
Did you hear that?
No.
She didn't.
I can't hear you. I said I received your letter asking that we withdraw from the STCB. Can you hear me?
Now.
Now. And my feeling is that we need to stay in because that's our only avenue of having a lawyer and court system and everything if we need it.
I don't know.
What'd you do? I held on to the.
What did I do? What did she do? So, what's your feeling?
Well, it's my understanding the issue with the Small Town Cooperating Board is that it's the perception that they're running this board, that we are pawns and take direction from them and we aren't in control of what we're doing. My observation from attending those meetings is not that, is that it's like a professional development organization where you can go and get information and clarification and understanding and exchange success stories and horror stories and be better as each town board. And so if I thought it was an organization that ran us, I wouldn't be run by it, you know? And so I think that we have the capacity and the backbone to do that, to not be run by it. So I'm in favor of continuing our membership in the Small Town Cooperation Board. Pretty much what I told her before.
Anyone else?
I am too.
Need a motion?
I think I enjoy having the clarification, and in fact, the short time that I've been here, that's what I've noticed is we have an avenue for clarification and different ideas and things. So I'm all for keeping it.
I agree. Then I need a motion about staying in the small town board.
I make a motion that we stay in the small town cooperative board.
Second?
Before you pass this, there is going to be no public contribution or statement about it? That only comes after you
Y'all
passed
want
it?
to comment?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't just magically appeared at the bottom of the agenda.
Patty, I've always stayed within the 3 minutes.
Okay.
I might not, so give me that.
First of all, I would like to present this to the board, which has the signatures of the proposals, so this is not my opinion. This is the opinion of the people who have signed it, and not only the people who have signed it, but also people who agree but would not sign it. The reason we're asking for the withdrawal from the, number one, is the cost. The second reason is we feel like we don't need it. It's a small town. I appreciate the work that you've done, and I feel like you think that we don't appreciate your work, which is not true. But we feel like as a board, a responsible board, that you can do this without the help of the association. I've already mentioned the cost. Yeah, I do feel like, and I think that that is a general opinion, and I think it's because probably of Lucille's representative here. So you guys have questions, Lucille gives the answers, and I know that does help you out, but we feel like it is still being controlled by the other board, by the association itself. We're a small town. I feel like Jameson is responsible enough for itself, and that if you need to call on there, I'm sure Lucille would help you out, but I don't think we need the association to do it. And the other reason I feel like it's going to come at some point, and it's going to hit you in the back. Maybe not next week, maybe not next month, but it will at some time. And maybe you won't even be board members at that time. But this is going to come back on you at some point.
We have the opportunity to withdraw anytime we feel like we need to. But at this point, our board doesn't actually feel like they need to, but you can withdraw any month that you want.
No.
Can't you? Yes, I thought
December.
Once it rolls in December.
December.
If we don't opt
Yeah.
out, may I ask you a question? Sure. When you said it's going, well, what I think you said was it's going to come back and hit us in the back or bite us somewhere lower. And could you give me an example or two of how you think that's going to happen?
Because I think the floodgates are open, and I think Agenda 21 is right around the corner. I don't know if you guys even know what Agenda 21 is. I don't think, I'm not sure you even understand the impact of what that agenda is. And I think they're gunning for small towns, rural America. That's the next thing on their agenda.
Thank you.
And that really makes me nervous, and I think they will use your small town association as their vehicle. That's just one way to answer your question. I think there's others.
I had no idea what you were going to say. Thank you for saying that.
Anyone else?
Can I respond to that?
Sure.
I think you have a really good board here.
I
We
agree.
didn't argue,
And
we
they
didn't
put
argue
a
in
lot
that
of
point.
hard work
I
in,
agree.
and they have a lot of character, and they have a lot of honesty. And I don't think they would let anything happen with what their fear is. They would not let that happen, this board.
But as she said, it could happen down the road. I mean,
She did say that.
And I mean, and in all reality, I mean, any time between now and then, they could vote to not doing it. I mean, so.
True.
Thank you.
Does-
Okay, the only thing I've got to say is, you've got a lot of cooperation in this small town community, right? I mean, the Lions Club, the school, everything else. This is gonna come back and bite you in the rear. I'm sure it is. I got people bitching at me, and they won't talk to you because you're ladies and,
That hasn't stopped anyone yet.
well, I mean, the tone of voice that they're using with me is not the tone of voice that they would use with you. Okay,
I'm not sure about that either.
well, hey,
Whatever.
if it is, then you tell me and I'll see if I can straighten him out, okay? Go.
Are you talking about the cooperative board? Is that what you're saying?
I'm talking about the whole community as a cooperative, you know, I mean, the school, the Lions Club,
Right.
this board, you know, all of it together. You've got a pretty good cooperation going right now, right?
Yes. And so when you say then it's going to come bite you, I want to know what the it is.
Well,
If-
if,
if the ordinances, if
yeah,
the-
this ordinance is gonna come back and bite you.
The ordinances, okay,
Yeah.
not necessarily small town cooperative board.
Ah, well,
I'm just trying to understand, I'm trying to lead you. I'm trying to understand.
well, I don't know, I mean, I don't think a heck of a lot of it. I have to clean up my language, I'm sorry.
Thanks.
But, you know, it's one of them things that, we've done it for, let's see, I moved here in 1981, so we've done it then without it, so,
The cooperative board.
well,
Yes.
no.
Or the ordinances, I'm just trying to get
Well,
both.
we had the ordinances,
Yeah.
they wasn't worth the paper they were written on, but, and I'm not sure that they are right now, regardless of what the judge says.
Okay, I understand, thank you. I just wanted to understand, make sure.
Anyone else? Lisa?
I even wrote some stuff down here, which does not have to do with exactly what we're talking about, but with what you're talking about now and what we've been talking about before and what we talked about last week and the week before and the week before that. And as we have tried to listen to what you had to say about having an enforcement officer, we did what Mrs. Chadwick said. We went along with what you said, and so you said the board should take care of it, so that's what we did. Then David would be the one that would be the one to report to or something, but that the whole board would be taking care of it. And then you get upset about that and said, why did you do that? You didn't let us know we were doing what you asked us to. And then you didn't follow through on it. Can I finish without anybody interrupting me? You went up there. Okay, the town voted on us, as I understood it, and our responsibility is to draft new ordinances or follow those already in place. And from time to time, we will review ordinances and listen to concerns and questions from townspeople, and then as a board, we will decide if amendments are in order. Then the board, then we will amend our, then we will vote on it. We have to have ordinances, and if the village believes we don't need any rules and etc., because ordinances are too restrictive, may I suggest that come April that you run for office at the next election, and then you can, and if you are sworn in, then you can change the ordinances, amend them, do whatever you want to them. And you say that we don't need to enforce them. We need to be allowed to approve ordinances and get on with it so that we don't keep going over the same thing over and over and over again. We need to go ahead and have an ordinance enforcement officer, and should be that. And if you really desire no ordinances or rules and etc., then dissolve the board and let the county take over the whole thing.
May I respond to that? May I respond to her, please? Aletha, I appreciate what you're saying, and I also appreciate that the board did listen to us and that we still have the enforcement officer open as a discussion. One of the things that I desired when we presented the proposal about the enforcement officer, that there be a discussion and give people an opportunity to come up with an alternative plan. In the process of having people sign these proposals, I've heard 2 and 3, and now tonight I've heard 4 alternate plans. And I think that's pretty exciting, and I think the board themselves should appreciate that. That there has been alternate plans, that the whole thing does not rest on your shoulders. And I appreciate you saying, and I agree with you, if we don't like your decisions, then we need to run for office, yes, for a position on the board. Is that my 3 minutes?
I didn't set it again.
Okay.
Sorry.
It may have
I
been.
just really want to get through this meeting so I can go home. We have a motion to stay in the STCB. Do I have a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Okay. Oh, public comments. Now y'all get to talk.
We've already said it.
Here.
Go
Are you
Oh, I
next?
apologize.
I didn't do nothing to you yet.
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't let it pass. Are you setting the timer?
Sure.
Give me a minute before. I don't have much to say except that, there's been times when I was told by my son-in-law, who was requested to be on the board for his part in it, that I needed to be here. I needed to see what was going on. I think I've commented before that I came. I think it's amazing that people, but it's because they've come together because of maybe some things that maybe you're not aware of, and I don't know. When she mentioned Agenda 21, is anyone on the board familiar with that at all? Have you heard that terminology before? I'm just asking because I've been here and heard a number of you say, we don't know much. We're just here humbly, and I appreciate the time that you spend here, but maybe there are some concerns we've tried to delve into and appreciate whatever part Lucille has been here in her organization. I still don't know the origin of that, where these, it's convenient because you don't have to write an ordinance. We just have a representative that brings whatever you've talked about the next time all ready to go and vote on, and you don't think that that's influenced when you don't even drop your own ordinances. And we vote on an and, to change an and here, or we change a specific thing here and there. And so, maybe